Hey guys, Hello Bella here, and this is going to be a what sold on eBay in September 2023. So I have been doing pretty well on eBay this month. I think I've made about $1,000 profit, which is, pretty good. I'm getting back into eBay and sort of buying more, listing more, and trying to make that one of my new income streams. And I'm really excited about a couple of the things that I sold because some of these I've never sold before. Some of these I didn't even know about, and some of these will just stuff that sells. Like, I've been doing this for 10 years and it still surprises me the kind of things that people buy. Like, you're just like, they paid what for what? Like, okay, so in these videos, I like to tell you how much profit that I made by coming up with that number. You just basically take the amount that you sold it for and subtract all of the eBay fees, the shipping fees, and then how much you paid for the item. So you can see here, it gives you a breakdown on this when you click the view order details. So on this particular item, the transaction fees were $6. The shipping label was $6.60. I actually got $27.35 from eBay, and so I would subtract whatever I paid for that item from this, and that would be my profit. So I think my profit on this was about $22. So this is how I'll show you what I made on each item. They're definitely estimates, but I do try to make sure that I can get as close as possible. So the first item is this bed made easy, and I did not know what this was when I saw it. I had to look it up. It's just a thing to like tuck your sheets, and it's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. I got it for $1. I sold it for $19.99, so full asking price. I did think it was going to ship cheaper than it shipped, but it wound up shipping for $9.88. So I made $5.86 profit on it. So not the greatest, but $1 into almost $6 is not terrible. The next item here is these brass bookends. These are sort of the mid-century look, and everybody is like into this right now. I did take some time with the photos. I got a light box, and so I think it wound up looking pretty good, but they sold for $31.96. Sold those with an offer to watcher, and I think I paid $4 for these, so my profit on that was $15, and I did get those from America's Thrift Store. So those are some stuff that I found when I first got my light box. So I was like so excited to use it and to look at all of the different angles of this. But I think had these been in better condition, I could have gotten more. But I took that offer for $32 and made a good $15 profit. Next item is a perfume. This sold for full asking price, $39.95. This is Bath and Body Works, and this is like dead stock. Basically, never going to see this again. It's very old. It came out of an estate sale. I think the lady died, and so she had this one, and she had another one. So I haven't sold the other one yet. I think I've got it listed for around $40 as well. You can see here that it was not completely full. I put 80% full, and when you sell dead stock like perfumes and things like that, you can get away with it not being completely full because people understand that, it definitely came from like a secondhand source. So on those, I made a profit of $23.91. Next item is this wig. This is Tony Bratton. If you ever come across these, they do really well. I think I've sold about 6 of these. Don't make fun of me, but I used a tripod like to hold my phone as the wig stand because I don't got a wig stand just laying around. But I think I made it look pretty decent. It's not perfect, but I sold these for $36. I did pay $3 for the wig. My bin store has been getting these, so I've been getting them for $3 and $2. And my profit on that was $21.23. So even though I did not have a wig stand, it still sold. I still made it look as good as I can. I'm definitely an improviser in terms of photography, but this is what those wigs will look like if you come across them in a bin store. So definitely take a look at Tony Bratton if you ever come across it. Next item is this pumpkin. This is a Halloween item, and I hated to part with this. I kind of wanted to keep it, if I'm being honest, but it wound up selling for $29.45. It sold for my full asking price. I paid $4 for this item, and I made $11.48 profit. I do want to say that I actually sent several offers out for $25 because the closer it gets to October, the more I want to get rid of that Halloween stuff because I know that I'm not going going to be able to sell it after Halloween. So I sent out several offers, did not get any takers, and then a couple of days later it wound up selling for full asking price. So sometimes you just have to be patient. I'm not really good when it comes to patience, but I know that a lot of items, it just takes the right buyer, and then you'll definitely get your full asking price for it. And it only costs $7.20 to ship it. I thought it was going to be more expensive to ship it, but it was lightweight, but I felt like it just took up a lot of space. But thankfully, it did not cost a lot to ship it. So I would definitely check out Halloween items. You want to be looking for that in like July, August, September, and then you can get those listed as soon as possible. But I'm sure this kind of stuff sells year round, but you definitely want to try to get that kind of stuff before the holiday hits, obviously. So now would be the time to be getting Christmas stuff. So we have some more Bath & Body Works dead stock. This is a lavender and sandalwood lotion. I found this at my thrift store. This was $3 and I wound up selling it for $24.95. I made a $13 profit on it. I actually sold another one of these for $20. I think I made about a $9 profit on it, and I found those at the same time. So you'll see a lot of times in the thrift store, people getting rid of their stuff, and so somebody will get rid of their whole Bath & Body Works collection. So if you happen to be at the thrift store that day and you catch it, you can definitely make some profit off of these. Bath & Body Works has a weird cult following, and so a ton of their stuff, even just stuff that is 3 or 4 years old, people can't find it and they will pay a lot of money for it. So if you ever get a chance, do like a deep dive into the Bath & Body Works sold listings and just kind of study up on what those look like. Next item was a DVD set. I got this at Bag. I go to a liquidation store that once a week, everything that hasn't sold throughout the week, they let you fill a large Ikea bag for $10. And so this was in the bag. I wound up getting $39.95 off of this. I think it took about a week to sell, and I paid maybe 50 cents for it. So my profit on it was $29. And I looked up some of the comps, but I wasn't really sure about it. There was some price all the way up to 150, but most of the ones that I sold were around 40. And being a fill a bag sale, I don't have very much money in it. And I try not to be greedy. I try to say like, okay, how can I make money off of this? And then the person who wants it can get it. And I don't have to be a storage facility because I don't want to hold on to stuff forever. One cool thing about this, I actually just bought this little stand, the little black thing that you see this sitting on. I got that at Dollar Tree. So I was using my light box, but everything with a shiny cover, basically it reflects the light and it has like a little glare, or has like, basically you can't take a picture of something. And so I got that little stand is on the aisle with the picture frames. And so now all of my stuff is at a slight angle and I don't have as big of trouble taking a picture of it. So definitely recommend getting one of those. I have so many Dollar Tree hacks. I don't even know how to put them all. I need to like condense everything into one video, but I use a lot of stuff from the Dollar Tree when it comes to listing. Okay, this next item was also in that same fill a bag. So this particular week, the bins were really good. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're crappy. But this item also cost me about 50 cents, if that even. And I sold it for $25.46. So I just sent an offer to Watcher. I do that a lot, like pretty much every day. I'll send out offers. I try to send out 15 to 20%. If I've had an item for a long time, I'll send a 30% offer. But these were shoe soles. They were new. The package was sealed, and these are, I think they sell on Amazon for about $40. But I wound up making $17 profit off of that. So like 50 cents into $17. That is peak reselling. That is like as good as it gets for me. I've had some flips where I turned $1 into 100, but this to me is definitely more sustainable in terms of this is stuff I can find over and over again. And this is stuff that I can definitely help make a living off of this. The next item is these Alegria shoes. They are pretty good sellers for me. This brand is pretty popular. These had a butterfly print. As soon as I saw these shoes, I grabbed them, and another person was like looking at them, and I'm like, I'm not putting them back. I'm sorry. Like you're not getting them. Sorry, you were too slow. But I got these for $4.15. On this particular item, I think I just added up everything that I bought that day from the thrift store and then divided by the total amount. So that's how I got the $4.15. I also had like some store credit, or not store credit, but like rewards at America's Thrift Store. So those wound up being only around $4.15. And then I wound up selling them for $39.95, and my profit was $22.48. I did sell these in 5 days, and I think part of it was the print. Alegria has some really cool prints, but they also have some just kind of boring ones. And so with this being butterflies, I think it really helped to sell it faster. Next item is a fanny pack. This is a Polo Sport Ralph Lauren fanny pack. This sold for full asking price within 1 day. It sold for 25 bucks, and I paid the $4.15 for it. I think I got that on the same day as the shoes. So had some good sellers from that trip. Polo fanny packs always going to do well. I don't see those very often. One way that I know that something's going to do well is I just don't see it. It's not very common. So, I mean, if I can't find it and I go to the thrift store every week, several times a week, then it means it's probably pretty hard to find. So I think I could have probably made more money off of this, but even as I was listing it, I said, you know what, let's just go ahead and get it sold, get it out of here. So I made the profit on that was $12.32 in 1 day. So from $4 to make my money back plus another $12. So I'll take that return all day long. Okay, don't make fun of me, but I bought this for myself. It was $5 at the Amazon liquidation store, and it's been sitting in my closet for like a year, and I just don't feel like I'm going to use it. So I put it up on eBay, of course, because I was like, let me get this. I'm kind of in the process of doing some decluttering. So this wound up selling for $58.95. And of course, after I paid $5 for it, the profit on it was $28.79. The reason the profit is lower is because it's really heavy. I think it was like 12 or 13 pounds. And so it cost $16.55 to ship it. So that ate up a good portion of the profit, but I still made 28 bucks on it, almost 29 bucks. So, I mean, not too bad considering that I've had it for like a year. But this is one of those things that people, I guess if you live in an area where you think there's going to be a storm, or even if you just want to be a prepper, this is actually good till March of 2032. So that thing has a lot of life left. If it is something that somebody needs, they can use it 5 years from now and it'll still be good. So I'm not going to say that you're going to come across stuff like this very often, but when you do, Augustin Farms is a popular one. Pretty much any of these food buckets I would think would sell, as long as the seal hasn't been broken. You definitely want to make sure that you have some that are new. Otherwise they're really no good to preppers. Okay, so this is the quintessential Ikea bag that everyone thinks about when they think about resellers. This is not the exact one that most resellers have. This one's actually more of a storage bag. So the story behind this is I was at the liquidation store and I found a pack of 6 of these, and it was 6 of those for $7. And I was like, I want this. I don't need this. So I said, okay, well, sell some of them so you can make your money back and then keep the ones that you want to keep. So I wound up keeping 2 of them and I sold 4 of them. I sold these for $26.50 and I made a profit of $5.25. So I made my profit and I got to keep the other 2 bags. So that's a pretty good deal. What I'm going to do with them, I don't know. I have no idea. I just wanted it. It's just one of those things where you're like, I don't know why. I just feel like I need to have this. So now I have it. Okay, I saved the best for last. This is just ridiculous. This is like a Halloween costume that's like homemade. It wound up selling for $39.95 and I only paid $4 for it. It's a Poison Ivy-esque dress. The brand was Rosemary Jennings, not a brand that I've ever really heard of, but it has these leaves and they're over the entire dress. And so somebody has taken the time to make this. So whoever got this is going to have a really fun Halloween. It was a small dress. dress. It did not have any size tag. I looked all over that thing for a size tag, could not find one. And so I wound up just sizing it as a size small. I put the measurements on there. If you're not sure of the size, you can always just look up like a size chart. And so that profit on that was $18.87. And I think it sold in about 2 weeks. I brought it home and my boyfriend was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a great profit." He's like, "What? Somebody's going to buy that?" I was like, "Somebody is going to love this. This is like top-notch Halloween costume." So it wound up selling, and he was, kind of laughing because he's like, "Wow, you just really have the eye for this kind of stuff." And he said it looks like a ghillie suit. So I don't know. Whoever she is, I hope that she has a happy Halloween. So this floss is another one of those items that I'm just like, what the heck? I did not even know this was possible. This sold for $38.50 on an offer to watcher. I paid $3 for it, which I felt like was kind of high for floss, but I paid $3 for it at America's Thrift Store, and I made a profit of $25.67. So I think that was actually one of my highest profit items for September. Of course, I've got some outliers, but I think this item just deserves to be talked about. So floss, like what a weird thing to resell. I found out about the floss from TikTok. I watched a TikTok of floss, and then like a couple, like maybe the next week, I'd had my eyes peeled for it. And now that I know what it looks like, it's going to be much easier to find. So most of the time you'll find this at estate sales because people die and then they have all this stuff that they didn't use. And so this is one of the things that I would look for. It's really small, so you're going to have to actually look for it, especially if you're digging. But $25 profit, just insane from floss. So I can say that I've never sold floss before, but there is a first time for everything. So this is my last item. This is actually a cast iron doorstop. This item is something that I don't think it's particularly rare, but usually the cast iron that I see is just black or brown. It's not really a color. And so I was able to take some pictures of it in my light box, but it wound up looking better just in the natural light with a little bit of contrast because it is faded. So I did sell that for full asking price of $34.95. The item was not priced at the thrift store, and usually I'll just leave it alone if it's not priced, like I don't fool with it. But this particular item I knew would sell quickly and for a decent profit, so I just took it up there with me to check out, and I told the girl, I said, "This doesn't have a price on it. I don't know if you guys want to take it to the back or whatever." She said, "How's $4?" And I said, "Yep, let's do it." So I wound up profiting $17.89. And I think it goes a long way to be nice to the cashiers. I mean, if you're nice to people and people know you, they're much more willing to do something for you. And I'm not saying you have to like bribe people or like just, I don't know, it's not like a psychological trick. It's just be nice. If you just be nice, people will be nice to you. So it's really not that complicated. But that is my what sold for September. I will let you guys peek at some of my other sales. I think I've made like 82 sales this month. So my goal is to make $100 profit a day. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm slowly but surely getting there. I've got to, I guess, build up my inventory. I'm also starting to do consignment for my family and friends, which has been overwhelming to say the least because I've only done it for 3 people, and whenever they bring you stuff, they bring you so much stuff. Like it's honestly like pretty much going sourcing every day for a week, but they just bring it to you all at once. And so right now I'm trying to like find a way to manage that and find a way to make profit for my friends as well and like make profit for me. But it is an easy way to get inventory because I don't have to pay for any of it. So basically I just have to do the work. So I'm working on that right now. None of this stuff was included in my consignment sales. I actually did most of my consignment sales for my other relative last month and the month before that. But I've started up, I'm doing one at a time right now because it's so much stuff, but I think that this could actually become part of my business model. So I'm actually really curious to see how that's going to progress because for me, one of my biggest challenges has been finding good inventory consistently and not having to just go on sourcing trips to Huntsville or Birmingham. You know, I live in Florence, so I live at the top of the state, basically, of the state of Alabama. But anyways, I digress. Here are some of my other sales. The Gap perfume was kind of interesting. It sold for like $39.99, and I got that for $3 at Goodwill. Here's a Halo sleep sack. These are for babies, and they're pretty popular if you can get them cheap. I don't usually ever find these, but I found that at Goodwill. There's some more clothes. A Bowden, I don't know. It's some kind of dress. I'm not a fashionista. Like, I'm just not a fashion girly, but I do like have to learn brands in order to sell things. I've actually been selling a lot of nightgowns lately. This is a like flannel nightgown, sold for $26. I think I'm in that for like $5. Anthropologie dress, I got that for $7. It sold for $25. Another gown, I think that sold for $27.50 if I remember. Halloween sweater. This item's from a bin store. I believe I got $2 in that, so I made $15. We got some ink, another wig, some off. I got that for $1. Another gown, I got that from a yard sale. Fill a bag for $2. Me and my cousin and his wife and me and Daniel, we saw a yard sale, and I was like, pull over, like, no, stop the truck, stop the vehicle, like, y'all don't understand, I gotta get out, I gotta look. And everybody got something. We were cracking up because we only spent $7 and like everybody got something. So this is a Bad Religion shirt. It has Jesus on it, and it's pretty legit. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. But that sold for like $20. I paid $1.50 for it. So yeah, we've had some pretty good sales. And I think it's going to continue. I've just got to sort of stay consistent with my listing. So right now I've got 198 active listings, and I've got 291 sold listings. So I guess really the only bottleneck in my business is how much time can I spend listing? Because right now I don't think I'm going to run out of items to list. It's rather going to be like I've run out of time basically. But in terms of profit, really happy with the way things are going. My average sale price is, I think, like $26-ish, maybe a little bit higher, but it's at least $26. So I would like to get that closer to $30. But with the type of items I sell, having a lot of those come from Fill a Bag sales, the sell price is lower, but my buy cost is so low. Like these two items right here, these Banana Boat sunscreens, all of that sunscreen came from the Fill a Bag sale. So $10 is filling the entire bag. And it looks like I've profited like $35 on just that. So, I mean, I don't even have 50 cents in each of these listings. So I just want to say that, like, if you don't have a consistent source, that's going to be a problem. Because for me, when I was starting out reselling, like, it wasn't a problem to understand like the mechanics of it. Obviously, you have to buy something cheap so you can sell it at a price that a customer is willing to pay, and so you can make the profit in the difference. Being able to consistently find stuff is how you like basically fine tune what kind of reseller you want to be. So for me, I've sort of gotten into this groove of finding things from thrift stores and liquidation stores, and also from family and friends. So I'm going to see how that plays out. I have not opened this to the public. I've only said like word of mouth, you know, like I have a couple of friends who've just been moving. And so it's kind of come up in conversation naturally. People will be like, hey, can you sell this? And I'll say, yeah, I can. But basically, you know, I don't fool with like $5 and $10 items. So I tell them, like, if you want to get it all together, I'll come pick through it. I'll make you a pile and say, this is for me to sell. This is for you to donate or do whatever you want, put it in the yard sale, but I don't have time for it. So that's what I've been doing so far, and everything's been smooth. I think it works best with people who understand me and how I operate. So yeah, and if you enjoyed this kind of content, I would love for you guys to subscribe if you're not already. But I'm going to wrap this up because I know that y'all have plenty to do like me, and I'm kind of tired. It's like 10 o'clock, and I'm ready to get in the bed and at least watch some Netflix and kind of relax. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I do think this is my last video as a 28-year-old because I turned 29 on Tuesday. So yeah, I guess for posterity, this is what I look like at 28, and my skin's real smooth, and I'm a pretty happy 28-year-old overall. But I want to say that y'all have been there and y'all have watched a lot of me and actually kind of watched me grow up on YouTube, sort of. So I appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.